It's easy for us to say he needs to learn from Drew Brees. He needs to learn in this program. What makes a person throw 30 interceptions? What specifically is it he has to learn?
Yeah, two areas, Greeny. First of all, no panic throws. Jameis needs to get the panic throws out of his game. And his ability to watch Drew Brees, Drew has gotten into his game the ability to not panic. Because if you ever watch him warm up, like Drew will throw a ball to the right, and then with the ball out of his hands, he'll kind of train his body to muscle memory. Go to number 2 in the progression. Go to number 3. Go to number 4. And so that's the way he's trained his body to never have to make these panic throws, where if number 1's not there, his body is so in routine and in muscle memory where he'll know where number 2 or number 3 or number 4 is. And so that minimizes those panic throws of not knowing where guys are. And then number 2 is he's going to be able to sit back and watch Drew Brees, a guy that's incredibly accomplished and incredibly talented, play some boring football. And what I mean by that is, hey, 3-yard completion, 4-yard completion. He took a check down. Man, he threw the ball away. And Jameis could sit there and watch Drew Brees do that and think to himself, wait, the guy that's going to be in the Hall of Fame is willing to do that stuff. I can still be a great player and be willing to play boring football when that's what the defense allows me to do. And so, Greeny, if he gets rid of those panic throws by watching Drew Brees in the muscle memory, and if he's willing to play some boring football by watching Drew Brees, he's absolutely going to be a starter in the NFL again.
Yeah, and so, Domonique, let's pick up on that thought there. He's 26 years old. He has talent that made him the number 1 pick in the draft, and he's thrown for 5,000 yards in a season. Why isn't he the successor to Drew Brees in New Orleans? Could they have wound up putting themselves in an extraordinary situation if he develops in the way that Dan is suggesting?
I think he should be the successor to Drew Brees in New Orleans because of Sean Payton and because of Drew Brees. I know everyone is pointing to Teddy Bridgewater as someone that Jameis can look at and try to model his kind of holdover in New Orleans, but I think actually Drew Brees is the guy, because when Drew Brees came there, as Coach T said, they were around the same age, but their stats were almost identical if you look at their careers up until this point. And I think what Sean Payton was able to do with Drew Brees, we forget. They drafted in San Diego, the Chargers drafted Phillip Rivers while Drew Brees was there. We forget that Drew Brees was not always on this Hall of Fame trajectory. And I think we owe a lot, or he owes a lot of credit to Sean Payton. I think Sean Payton could potentially do the same thing for Jameis. And Jameis has been in high-pressure situations his entire career, even if you go back to college. He's never really had a chance to sit back and look and learn football. So I hope he gets this opportunity, and I hope he ends up staying in New Orleans.
So if the opportunity comes next year or beyond, that's one thing. If it comes this year, as happened last year, very quickly, or around the horn, Tannenbaum, I'll start with you. Week 5, Drew Brees gets hurt, and he's going to miss 4 weeks. Who becomes the starting quarterback in New Orleans?
Jameis Winston. They already answered that question. Taysom Hill only threw 6 passes last year. If they believed he'd be the starter, they wouldn't have signed Winston.
You guys both agree with that, Dan? Domonique, you both agree he gets the ball and not Taysom Hill?
Yeah, no-brainer.
Nick, you agree too?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so it's as simple as that. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.